when you as a man, you are not available to satisfy your wife, you can easily expect things like this. Of course, I'm not justifying the act, but what I'm saying in essence is this: you as a man, how available are you to your wife? Hey beautiful people, you're welcome back to another mind-blowing video. It's your girl Vicky, and if you're new on this channel, you're highly welcome to today's episode. So there has been this scandalous news trending on the internet, as in blowing up the internet for 2 days now, about this guy. Is he here or here? Okay, it's shown on the screen. You know, this Equatorial Guinea minister, Mr. Balthazar, yeah, I'm trying to remember the name correctly, who allegedly had 400 sex tape on his system. Now, who is this man? According to what I gathered, he is the anti-graft boss, more like the EFCC boss we have in Nigeria. So he was being investigated for, I think, fraudulent activities, and along the line, to gather more information from him, they confiscated his laptops and his phones. And while trying to find evidences against him for the crime he was arrested for, they've busted this particular file that contained sex tapes of various women, some of which are ministers' wives, his pastor's wife, his pastor's younger brother's wife, his own cousin, his younger brother's wife, his pregnant uncle's wife, among many other women. Crazy, right? Like, I'm trying to imagine how this insane activity happened with just one man. Now, I want us to look at it from different angles. Is he a narcissist? Could this man be a narcissist? Or does his activity have spiritual undertone? Another thing is, does he have any incriminating evidences against these women or their spouses? Now, in this video, I want us to look at it, analyze it my own way. This is entirely my view of the whole thing. So many people have actually talked about this topic. Many people have made content on this particular topic, but I am viewing it from a different perspective. Now, number one thing I noticed in all the videos allegedly trending is the fact that they said he didn't use protection on any of the women, and none of those women actually used protection too. Let's assume that in those 400, because I don't want to believe he slept with 400 women. I want to believe there is a repetitive act. Maybe there is a particular partner he was constantly having the same act with. Now, this is 400 tapes. Let's believe he had this at different time, unprotected. Underline the word unprotected. Having flesh-to-flesh kind of sex with different women. In this era and age of HIV/AIDS, this era and age of hepatitis B, this era and age of STI and STDs flying all over the place. Now, look at from another angle. Was he considering his wife? What is the situation at home as far as his marriage is concerned? Of course, I don't think there is anything wrong between him and his wife, because as we heard, he's happily married, and as a matter of fact, his wife has 6 beautiful children. He doesn't look like a man that is sex-starved at home. Well, maybe I cannot be the judge of that because I do not live with them in their home. But the point is this: doing all this with various women, was he putting his wife into consideration? Bringing STI or STD, any harmful disease from these women, could also affect the wife at home, except, of course, he's using protection with his wife at home, which I don't want to believe, because how will my husband be using protection with me? Except you are trying to prevent unwanted pregnancy. But this is a man that goes out there like Randy, a Randy man, going out there to have sex with various women. And as the story goes, almost all the female in his office has gone through his slaughter lab. And you begin to wonder, what is he doing with them? I want us to view it from this perspective. Number one, this is Africa, of course. The number one thing I want us to look at is he into any sort of occultism? Is this guy into any sort of occultism? that requires him having a kind of carnal knowledge of other women, especially the married ones. That's from one angle. Another angle is this: does he have a psychological problem? Like, is this guy a psychopath that the only way he satisfies himself is seeing the nakedness of other people's wives? Number 3, has he been traumatized in the past by a woman that the only way he think of getting his pound of flesh is molesting? Or it's not even molesting, because according to what people say, that the videos looked like these women consented. As a matter of fact, some of them knew he was doing a video of them in the act. So it don't look like, to me, it doesn't look like it's a case of molestation. Now, what is he trying to get at? What is he trying to derive from sleeping with various women at various times? And it won't be surprising if some of these women actually knew themselves, or they were playing the referral game. Now, another thing I want us to look at is this: why will you go as far as sleeping with that much women? Now, according to what I have a particular report on my phone that I screenshotted, like the kind of women, the caliber of women. This guy doesn't just sleep with anyhow women, people of substance, like the happening women in town. Like, he sleeps with practically the prominent women, not just anybody. Prominent women out there are the people he's dealing with. Now, like the one I have here, they said wife of the director of presidential security, that is one. The wife of the attorney general. Like, is this guy mad? I don't understand. Like, attorney general of your country, the wife of the attorney general, that is number 2. The third one is the daughter of the director general of police. People in power. Another one is this: the wives of ministers. Like someone said, about 20 ministers' wives were on his slaughter table. That's another one, including Minister Uburu. I don't know who Minister Uburu is, but I want to believe he's a popular figure. Then another one is his little brother's wife, his uncle's pregnant wife. Now, that brings me to the question: the picture of his family that was shown on social media shows that he has 5 boys and a girl. Now, is it safe to say that this man might have been molesting his own daughter? Like, if he's this sexually active, if he's having high libido, I don't want to think it's high libido. High libido, no. High libido, 400 sex tapes for just one person. Of course, I'm not disputing the fact that there are men that have gone beyond that, that have done more than 1,000, if you can even count. But the truth is this: what are you doing with 400 sex tapes? What are you trying to achieve? What was this man trying to achieve by having those tapes on his system? Now, the other point I want us to look at critically is this: why was he doing all that without as much as protecting himself or asking these ladies to protect themselves? This is insane. It's really, really insane. Do you know how traumatizing this is going to be for his wife? I'm a woman talking from a perspective of a woman now. I can't imagine waking up one day to see this kind of news about my husband. Like, this will literally break me. It can break anybody, no matter how strong you think you are, no matter how unassuming you think you can be. This kind of news can practically break any woman. And like the news goes, I don't know how true it is that his wife is in the hospital, that she collapsed on hearing the news of this whole thing, and she collapsed and is in the hospital. And another news flying is that one of these ladies whose face showed on the tapes committed suicide about 2 days ago. The damage this will do to Equatorial Guinea's nation as a whole is not something one can just overlook. And to my gender, hello. Like, I don't understand. Someone that is not your husband, it's even right that you are having an extramarital affair, and it didn't just end there. This person is recording all your activities while you are together. Like, I don't understand. How insane can this be? Now, could it be that he had incriminating evidences against their husband, since he was an anti-graft director in the country? Like, would it be possible that he had evidences against their husband, and the only thing he requested for was like, just send me your wife and we'll be done. Striking a deal, if only I can have your wife, then you can have everything that is with me too. Could that be a possibility? Like, I'm trying to see into this. Could this really be possible? Like, I don't understand it. What are you doing? Mr. Nakademus, how did you arrive at this? Like, this is insane. Guys, how can, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. And we keep telling young girls, like, don't send your nude videos or pictures to guys. Now, how do we advise married women that are not babies in marriage to do the same? Like, is it even right in the first place? Fine, most of his partners, husbands are busy people. Of course, this brings us to the point. If you are a man and you're not taking care of your home front, like you're not taking care of your responsibility to your wife, your responsibility as a man does not end at providing for your wife, providing for her physical and financial needs. It also goes beyond that. It goes to say that you must satisfy her, even sexually, physically, emotionally. You must be available. Now, when you as a man, you are not available to satisfy your wife, you can easily expect things like this. Of course, I'm not justifying the act, but what I'm saying in essence is this: you as a man, how available are you to your wife? Fine, even if you have a busy schedule, there are times that you need to make out time for your wife. If you are the type that has been there, when you have time, you are satisfying your wife. You are not looking at her like a bag of beans. You are not looking like her like she has lost shape after. And even if she has lost shape, who put her in that condition? Whose children was she busy having that she lost shape in the first place? Whose family was she catering to the point that she lost shape? And now you're looking for an hourglass. And the funniest thing is, the pictures I saw online didn't show that these people were hourglass people. Like, what? This whole thing is sickening. This guy has to be a sick. Hey, bang. The name is even funny. Okay, just the bang, all of them, they go, the bang, 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 they go. Like, you literally slaughtering them without considering the consequence. How crazy. Guys, we as women, like, I'm ashamed at this point that women like me involved themselves in things like this. And these people always have alibis. They have things to say about their actions. They always have things to justify what they have done. Oga, you really broke a Guinness record. 400 tips. How? The trauma this must have caused to the families. Okay, as a daughter, waking up, these women have children that go to school. These women have families that people know them with. What about their husbands? The after effect. We should always consider our actions, weigh what is likely to happen if we do things in a certain way before we do it. Even if you are not going to consider our own safety, we should consider the safety and the sanity of people that are calling us family, people that look up to us as families, people that look up to us as role models. We could do better. We could do better. It's so sad that this kind of thing happened. Now, some people were saying it was what the people that leaked the video were looking for something else. They shouldn't have leaked this one. But you know that it could actually be a crime, because some of those tapes were said to have been recorded in his office toilet, on his office tables. Literally every part of his office were used for these videos. So if he's been prosecuted for this, it could be violation of work environment policies. How could you be polluting your office environment with this kind of lifestyle? Guys, I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I'm still not getting the right word to use. Women do things when they are not getting attention. So probably they felt they were getting the kind of attention they needed from this guy. That was why they were falling. And they were not even victims, because they consented to this kind of act. They must have done the consequences that, okay, whatever happens in this, it happens and I really don't care. But you should care. You have families, you have friends, you have everyone looking up to you, that you are role model to them. Must we just keep on disgracing ourselves? I pray that God will help us in Africa, because, and the funniest thing is, this kind of case can easily swept under the carpet like nothing happened. This is Africa. At the end of the day, they cover it up. It's sad. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think this man is really not normal? To me, I don't feel this guy is normal. He's either a narcissist or a psychopath, because there must be a reason why he's doing this to women. It could be blackmail. It may not be all. It may not be. It may, all his victims might not be all case of blackmail. But how sick can one be? Your brother's wife, your little brother's wife, you're pregnant. Pregnant. How? People they try. People they try. Well, I don't know. I'm really trying to understand this, but I'm not getting the right word to say to it. But I can't begin to tell you the psychological effect this will have on the families of these people that this happens to. Men, please give your wives attention. And if you feel you are no longer feeling the vibes with them, is it not better to leave that married? And for instance, these women will not really leave the marriage, especially when they are getting money and they are getting the respect they need, but they are not just getting the attention. There was a particular incident that happened years ago of a particular man, an oil mogul somewhere, I don't mention, that caught his wife in adultery, and at the end of the day they discovered that the person the woman was committing adultery with was way below the husband, like a bike man. They allegedly said that the wife was committing adultery with a bike man, and her excuse was that the husband was always too busy and they didn't have time for her, that the guy was giving her attention, the guy was satisfying her sexually and was giving her all the attention she needed, and that's why she did it. But men, sometimes you are the problem of your wife. I am not justifying what women have done. I am not saying what they have done is right, but what I'm saying is that as a married man, please sit up to your responsibility of catering for your wife's emotional need, not just financial need. Don't say, if I stay at home with her, and what are we going to be eating? Are we going to just be looking at each other's face? Create time for everything. You can actually balance your schedule and still have time for your wife, so that they don't go out and mess your name up. The reputation you think you have built over the years, don't use little actions to break it up. Guys, if you have watched this very moment, I want to say thank you for tuning in. And please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you are still not subscribed to my channel to this very moment, do well to hit the notification bell after subscribing. Please subscribe. You do that by supporting me. Until I see you in the very next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.